Have you ever watched your cat, maybe right after you got home, maybe while they were stretched across a warm patch of sunlight, and just felt that they were happy? Not performing, not tolerating you, just genuinely, quietly happy. And then, maybe someone said, cats don't really feel things like that. They're just reacting to stimuli. It's not real emotion. And something in you didn't quite believe it. You were right not to. Because what you were reading, that softness in their body, that slow blink, that deep, rumbling purr, that wasn't projection. That wasn't wishful thinking. That was joy. And today, we have the neuroscience to prove it. Welcome to The Curious Cat Mind. I'm host name, and today we're answering one of the most beautiful questions in animal behavior. What does happiness actually look like in a cat? For a long time, and honestly, this idea still floats around. The dominant narrative about cats was something like this. Dogs have emotions. Cats have preferences. Cats were framed as emotionally shallow, self-serving, affectionate only when it serves them. The cold, calculating predator who tolerates your presence because you control the food. Pop science loved this framing. It was tidy. It fit a certain kind of dismissive humor. Your cat doesn't love you. It just hasn't found a better deal. And for a while, even some behavioral scientists supported this indirectly. Because for much of the 20th century, the field of animal cognition operated under a rule called Lloyd Morgan's canon. The principle that you should never explain animal behavior by attributing a higher psychological process when a lower one will do. In plain English, don't say a cat is happy when you could just say it's comfortable. It was meant to prevent sloppy anthropomorphism. And that instinct, that caution, is still valid. But here's where the science went wrong. They overcorrected. Caution became dismissal. And dismissal became the default story we told about cats. That story is now being dismantled, paper by paper, brain scan by brain scan. Let's talk neuroscience. The first thing you need to know is that cats have a limbic system, the emotional core of the mammalian brain that is structurally and functionally similar to ours. The amygdala, the hypothalamus, the cingulate cortex, all present, all active, all involved in generating and processing emotional states. This isn't opinion. This is anatomy. In 2011, neuroscientist Jaak Panksepp, one of the most important figures in affective neuroscience, published his landmark work on what he called the 7 primary emotional systems shared across all mammals. One of those systems he named play. Another, seeking the brain's core reward and exploration drive, mediated by dopamine. Both of these systems are highly active in cats. Both are associated with positive affect, what we, in plain terms, call feeling good. More recently, a 2020 study published in Scientific Reports, led by researchers at Oregon State University, demonstrated that cats form secure and insecure attachment styles with their owners, not unlike human infants with their caregivers. When a trusted human was present, cats showed measurably lower stress behavior and were more willing to explore an unfamiliar environment. They weren't just comfortable, they were secure. That's an emotional state with neurological architecture behind it. And then there's oxytocin, sometimes called the bonding hormone. A 2019 study showed that cats' oxytocin levels rise significantly during positive interactions with their owners. The same hormone that floods a mother's brain when she holds her newborn. The same hormone humans feel in moments of deep love and connection. Rising in your cat when they're with you. So what does cat happiness actually look like in the real world? Because science matters, but so does recognizing it in your living room. Here are the behavioral signatures researchers have identified for feline positive emotional states. The first one is the slow blink. When a cat makes eye contact with you and slowly closes and reopens their eyes, they are communicating something close to contentment and trust. A 2020 study from the University of Sussex confirmed that slow blinking by humans actually increases the likelihood a cat will approach and engage. It's a bidirectional signal of ease, of safety, of warmth. The second is the upright, curved tail. A tail held high, especially with a small curl at the tip, is one of the most reliable positive affect signals in feline body language. It's used almost exclusively in greetings between cats who are bonded and between cats and trusted humans. It evolved as a signal of friendly intent. In behavioral terms, it means, I am glad to see you. The third one is kneading, what a lot of people lovingly call making biscuits. That rhythmic pushing motion your cat does with their paws originates in kittenhood. It's the motion used to stimulate milk from the mother. When adult cats knead, they're almost universally in a state of deep comfort and positive arousal. Many cats purr simultaneously. The neurological roots of this behavior are in early bonding and safety. When your cat kneads on you, they are, neurologically, experiencing something close to home. The fourth is exploratory play. Panksepp's seeking system, the dopamine-driven drive to explore, hunt, and engage with the environment, lights up during play. When your cat stalks a toy with full focus, chirps at a bird through the window, or suddenly tears across the room at 3 a.m. in what's affectionately called the zoomies. That's the brain's reward system in full activation. That is neurobiological joy. And the fifth one that I find especially moving is vocalization directed at you. Cats do not meow at other cats in the wild. Meowing, as a primary communication tool, evolved specifically for human interaction. When your cat talks to you, trills, chirps, soft meows, they are engaging in a behavior they developed to maintain connection with you. That's not manipulation, that's relationship. So now that you know what happiness looks like in your cat, how do you respond to it? How do you honor it? First, return the slow blink. Narrow your eyes softly at your cat and blink slowly. Studies show it works. You're not being silly. You're speaking their language. Second, engage the seeking system every day. Interactive. Play a wand toy, a laser pointer with a physical catch at the end, a puzzle feeder. Activates your cat's core reward circuitry. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day makes a measurable difference in positive emotional states and reduces stress-related behaviors. Third, don't interrupt a kneading cat. I know it can get intense, but when your cat is kneading on you, they are in a neurologically vulnerable, deeply contented state. Staying still, even briefly, signals that you are a safe place, that you are home for them too. And fourth, let them initiate contact. Research consistently shows that cats who initiate interaction rather than being approached show higher oxytocin responses and lower stress markers. Give them space to come to you. And when they do, recognize it for what it is. A choice, made freely, in your favor. Here's what I want you to take from this video. Your cat's happiness is real. It's not a performance. It's not a side effect of being fed. It's not something your heart invented because you love them. It is a neurological state, generated by a brain structurally similar to yours, mediated by the same chemicals, shaped by the same evolutionary pressures, toward bonding, safety, and connection. When your cat finds a sunny spot and melts into it, when they bring you that slow blink across the room, when they climb into your lap not because they have to, but because of all the places in the world, this is where they want to be. That is joy, quiet, feline, unperformed, and entirely, completely real. You didn't imagine it, you recognized it. And that recognition, that attunement between you and your cat, that matters. Now I want to hear from you. What does your cat's happiness look like? Do they do the slow blink? Do they have a specific spot where they always seem completely at peace? Do they make a sound that you've always felt was them telling you something good? Drop it in the comments. I read everything, and I genuinely love these stories. If this video helped you see your cat a little differently, share it with a fellow cat person. Because every cat owner deserves to know, your cat's emotional life is rich, it is real, and it is worth understanding. Subscribe if you're new. We go deep on feline neuroscience every week. I'll see you in the next one.